Hello everybody, this is Dimitri, CryptoParadise.consulting. I'm coming to you today on this Wednesday, December 30, just to talk about one subject that nobody has really highlighted, which is the fact that, as you know, we are in a period where lots of assets are pushing higher and higher, especially Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. For those who follow me regularly, you know I'm a Celsius ambassador, and the CEL token is just doing unbelievably well. So the question is why is all that? And I want to focus today on a subject which is the dollar and the fact that we are probably and surely in a period where the dollar is just collapsing in front of our eyes. So what I wanted to highlight today is the fact that the U.S., which has always been seen as the last safe haven, and one of the countries of the world's most efficient and economy. I think still today the US alone represents about 1/4 of all the GDP in the world, which is still quite amazing. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm wrong with this figure. However, what I want to highlight today is the fact that the USA, however you look at it, they have already defaulted on their debt twice. And this is not something you will hear a lot, and I wanted to explain that. So as you know, and I did some videos about that. I'm going to post you the link where I explain a little bit how it all happened and the history of all this. But as you know, in 1944, the Bretton Woods agreements were signed among partners, and decided that the US dollar would be the meaning of exchange for the international commerce. And but what was very important is that at that time the US made it clear that the countries who had dollar reserves were able to send the dollars and get gold in exchange. So gold was still the ultimate meaning of exchange. Well, in 1971, when Nixon came on TV on a Sunday and said that this was the end of this gold window, it was a U.S. default on its debt. So it was never seen like that. Of course, it was never said this way by the U.S. themselves. But what's most amazing is that it hasn't been perceived as a default by the rest of the world, and that's quite amazing. And it's of course explainable by the fact that they replaced at that time the gold standard by a new standard, which was the petrodollar, and the fact that now everybody had to use dollars to buy petrol. So okay, that explains it. But however you look at it, this was the first USA debt default, as the promise to repay your debt in gold just vanished, unilaterally decided by the USA themselves. Okay, now in 2008, when we had this subprime crisis and the default of Lehman, etc., we entered a new phase where the US debt, which normally is issued by the government via treasury bonds that are sold on the market to market participants. Well, when the Federal Reserve decided to step in and to buy directly or indirectly those treasury bonds, they started to rig the game. And however you look at it, this is the second default on US debt. Why? Because the US debt was supposedly a debt that is accepted by creditors that accept to lend money to the USA under certain conditions. As soon as you change the rule of the game and you say to your creditors, well, now I have a new game player who is the bigger of all, of course, who has unlimited supply of money because they just can create it. and who will buy all the debt I wish at my conditions, well, you are just rigging the game. And doing that, again, it was not exactly said like that, and again, it wasn't exactly seen like that by the other market participant, even though, a little bit though, you are facing the second default on US debt in the US history, in the modern US history. Now, the question I want to ask is, we are now witnessing a period, especially now, where all assets are again raising like madness. We are witnessing Bitcoin at almost $30,000. It's 29,000 today at the time I'm speaking. Well, you got to ask yourself what's going on. And what's going on, for sure, is the fact that the debasement of the US dollar is just accelerating very quickly. And the question that might want to ask is, are we close to a third default on US debt? And somehow will an event happen in the next weeks, months, that will create something again like lots of turbulences? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. And as we know, nobody has a crystal ball. We don't know how and when this might gonna happen, but I guess there might be a moment where even this rigging game by the Federal Reserve, printing and buying all this treasury debt, especially now that we have a new agreed a plan that was agreed by Trump, I think 2 days ago, with $900 billion as a relief plan. We are witnessing again this printing machine going brrr, and all this might again not end well at the end of the game. And the question is, will we witness a moment where even this will not be possible anymore and there will be a third default? The question is, what's going to happen after? What kind of rabbit will they pull out of their hat? Well, anything is possible. I have no idea, but something might happen sooner or later. And that's what I wanted to focus on today. I want to tell you all, I want to wish you all a nice end of the year. For those who are in quarantine or in lockdown areas, I really wish you all the best. I know it's hard times. And on that subject, I want to add that on my website, cryptoparadise.consulting, I will now have a section that allows you to get informations about Mauritius, where I live. And as you probably know or see, Mauritius has a very interesting policy which allows people to come in, but to go through a 2 weeks quarantine, which then allows them to live in Mauritius without any restriction. We live here absolutely normally, and this is really nice. Environment is great. So for anybody who's interested, of course, you can contact me, and I'll be very happy to help you with any issue regarding an eventual expatriation. So that's it for today. All the best to everybody. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website, cryptoparadise.consulting. See you soon. Bye-bye.